Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a scenario in which Germany and Austria-Hungary win World War I. So I recently did the exact same thing with World War II, but well, yeah, that video actually did very well. I'm pretty sure it's already up to 1,000 views. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing but with World War I. If you didn't know how that started, Archduke Franz Ferdinand assassinated here in Sarajevo, blamed on the Serbs, impossible demands, blah blah blah. Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. So what's going to change here? Well, let's go ahead and begin, and then I'll show you. First things first, same as in real life, Russia joins in to protect Serbia, sees itself as Slavic protector, blah blah blah. We all know the story. Let's go ahead and get to the part where Germany and Austria-Hungary actually managed to win this. A few mess-ups that they made back then, and a few ways they could fix them. A few things that could go more to their favor is a better way of putting it. First things first, a few treaties didn't happen, like Italy never signing with France and staying with Germany and Italy, and Germany doing a few different things to keep a few countries out of it. It's the simplest way of putting it. With Russia in, though, Germany joins in favor of Austria-Hungary. And with Germany joining in, guess who else is going to join in? France is going to join in because of a little piece of territory known as Alsace-Lorraine. Let's go and also, oh my god, no, I didn't call it wrong. But if I did, then that is going to be weird. With that, though, France does go ahead and join in. Also, why is Andorra so big on this map and all the other microstates aren't even on it? No idea, but Andorra, you're big, you'll be dead eventually, so it's fine. With that, if you didn't know, in real life, the UK didn't join in instantly, but Montenegro did. And we're going to go ahead and assume that Bulgaria is also joining in pretty quickly, a lot faster than in real life, helping the Austro-Hungarians in pushing into Serbia. This is also assuming that Austria-Hungary is going to have some more success pushing into Serbia than they did in real life, but it is going pretty well for them. As although Russia is beginning to push across the border, Austria-Hungary is overall winning when it comes to land gain. We also see the Russians begin to push into Germany over here in present-day Kaliningrad, whilst the Germans begin a very small push here into present-day Poland. Although that is not a lot of German troops, and the Russians could easily take it out. If you're wondering where the German troops are, well, a few of them are over here distracting the French, making the French think that Germany is attacking across the border. But of course, same as in real life, they go ahead and push through Belgium. Although, yeah, it's going to go a lot better for them. Belgium is just going to let the Germans roll them over pretty much. Something which they didn't do in the real World War I, allowing Germany to get some more land out of France. But with Germany attacking a neutral country, which is in this case Belgium, the UK joins in their defense, also in the aid of France, as they are kind of allies in this world. Yeah, let's go ahead and color in the UK here. At this time, an incredibly powerful empire. We're also, same as with the World War II one, not going to be coloring in these African territories. Although, here, let's go ahead and color in Cyprus for the UK, because that's going to come in important. With that, though, German troops are going to go ahead and continue their push into northern France, as the UK isn't here yet, and Germany is seeing a lot more success than they did in real life, until eventually the same thing happens, a push towards the coast, slowly but surely, leading to a whole bunch of trenches and a whole lot of deaths, and barely any movement each and every single time. With that, we can see what the Germans did here, which is basically just send in a bunch of dummy troops into France. And here we're going to be seeing one of the actual big events that's going to change the tide of the war. In real life, Italy joined the Allies, not the Central Powers, because of a treaty with France. Well, in this world, that never happened, and Italy is going to be helping out the Central Powers instead of the Allies. Which, honestly, if you ask me, if Italy had done this in real life, it would have probably changed the tide of the war. We also see Germany ceding all their Pacific islands to Japan in return for them joining the Germans to help them against the Russians instead of, in real life, the Japanese kind of went against the Germans. They took over their Pacific islands. Here, Germany is just going to give Japan their Pacific islands for free and offer them land in Russia if they win the war, which Japan agrees to. As Russia's already causing them some problems, why not go ahead and take some land? With that, though, Serbia is very much struggling to exist as the country is gone, and this is going to lead to the Ottomans going ahead and joining in here, same as they did in real life. So yeah, with that, we do see Romania joining, but it's not going to be enough. The Greeks take a bit longer in their weird civil war kind of thing. If you didn't know, in real life, king wanted Central Powers, prime minister wanted allies. Here, the same thing's going to happen. It's just going to take a bit longer. As for Albania, well, Albania's going to have to go ahead and die. Because why would the Central Powers let them live if it would just give the Allies a front later on? We also see Italy making a landing on Corsica. And Austria-Hungary, who had some time to prepare their military, begin to push into Romania, together with the Ottomans and the Bulgarians. We also see Germany retreating some troops out of France, as some call it a bad strategy, but it's to go back to a better, a more defended position. And because over here, Russia has pushed into Austria-Hungary and has pushed into Germany, and they don't want that any longer, they go ahead and coordinate themselves with Japan, coordinate themselves with Austria-Hungary and with Bulgaria. And after a lot of preparation, a new push happens. Oh my god, I'm going to have to color in all of these individually. Great. But yeah, as I said, Japan has joined the Central Powers here and is helping them against Russia. So it is now going to be not just Germany and a tiny bit of some incompetent Austrian-Hungarian divisions versus Russia. It's going to be even worse for them. Same as in real life, though, Lenin is sent as kind of a distraction for the Russians. Let's go ahead and see what plays out. Oh, it's just the red team pushing into Russia. Yeah, it's going to be even worse than it already was in real life. Russia's just going to get absolutely obliterated with two fronts and even more German and Austrian-Hungarian troops on the border. Along with Italians, it's going to go pretty bad. We actually also see the Italians pushing across and capturing Nice. So yeah, the Italians are doing something to just attempt to distract France from the north so Germany can make their push into Russia. We also see them declaring war on Denmark, as Denmark was getting pretty close with the Allies and considering joining in for some land here out of Germany. Germany, of course, didn't want this, and same thing that they did with Albania, and they're probably going to do with Greece. They declare war before Denmark gets the option of joining. Same thing happens with the Netherlands, as Germany and their allies would rather have their armies fully ready to attack a country than have it randomly attack them. This does lead to them having to retreat some troops out of Russia, though, as they are trying to take out all these other countries before they continue that push. A similar thing happens in Greece, just that here it's a tiny bit less expected. So eventually the Greek government does turn to the Prime Minister's idea of joining with the Allies. It's not going to end great, with full Bulgarian and Ottoman troops having already been ready, and the Allies not having been ready for this. Greece falls a lot faster, not allowing the Allies to station troops there, and with all of these smaller countries out of the way, the push into Russia can continue. This push is going to be even faster than it ever was in real life, as yes, the communists are stirring up trouble, but the Germans are pushing in so much faster and so much sooner that, yeah, Russia's dying here. Due to instabilities and massive German push-in, along with the Ottomans pushing into the south, Russia is forced to surrender, and yeah, it's all just it's all Germany now. That is terrible for them. The USA is going to get involved eventually, but luckily for Germany, that is not quite yet, as they won't be joining in for another little while, as the telegram is still sent to Mexico to ask them to join in, but this time it's sent a bit more securely, and it's actually received by Mexico on the other end of the world, who basically says, maybe let us think about it, blah blah blah, help us with our instabilities, and then we'll do it. So Germany sends aid, although it's very difficult for them, and continues their push into France. This goes incredibly successfully as Paris falls, and some earlier forms of blitzkrieg are actually used by the French here. By the Germans, similar to what they did in World War II in real life, but in this case in World War I. With that, France falls, and with the USA not agreeing to join in, despite Mexican aggression, the UK agrees to a German peace treaty, and yeah, the war is already over, leading to a German victory. Let's go ahead and join in the peace treaty, and I'll show you what we got here. So yeah, a few things happened in real life that really screwed over the Germans, such as the US joining in, of course, but also the Italians joining the French and British instead of helping them. Honestly, I think the Italians could have been a huge help down here in southern France. Maybe not as an actual ally to push in on their own, but as a distraction while they invade Russia and other parts of Europe. We see Italy getting their compensation for their efforts, as their other option was some land over here in Austria-Hungary, which the Allies offered them. They chose to go with the German proposal. As for Germany itself, it annexes a good part of northern France. Actually, no, it annexes a majority of northern France. France completely fell to the Germans here. And the Germans will not be they'll be allowing them to keep Paris, but a majority of France is gone now. With that, we can go ahead and color France in white, as their land is now Germany's and their peace treaty is over. As for the UK, they are split into two, and a lot of their colonies go to Germany, although they still have a decently sized colonial empire, about what Germany's was at the beginning of the war. And Ireland, not just what Ireland is in real life, but the entire island is given independence, just further weakening the UK. Basically a German move to make sure the UK can never again threaten them, and that they can feel secure along the channel and grow their own navy before they have to worry about the UK. They also take a good amount out of present-day Poland, out of Russia. And Russia's gonna lose a lot here. They might lose the most, more than France even. With Germany taking a good amount of land and a lot of it being puppeted. We also see Austria-Hungary being given some land along the border. Although, Austria-Hungary is going to get their fair share of land here. Especially here out of southern Russia. As for Bulgaria and Austria-Hungary split up Romania and do the exact same thing with Serbia. They just split the country. We also see a tiny bit of northern Albania being given to the Austrian-Hungarians, but the rest of it being given to the Bulgarians, along with about half of Greece. As all Greek islands, along with Cyprus and a lot of Middle Eastern and Russian lands being given over to the Ottomans, along with the greatest gift of all for the country at the time, stability. As for the Russians, the rest of their punishments will include being forced to give independence to Finland, an even more powerful Finland than in real life, having a lot more of Russia's land, just trying to weaken Russia as much as possible. And then we actually see there being no Lithuania, but there's still going to be a Latvia and an Estonia. Besides that, of course, they're going to be giving independence to some form of a Polish government. It's not going to be anything insane, but it's the new Polish government. They'll just have to deal with it, along with the Ukrainians and the Belarusians. Yeah, Russia lost here. Lost a lot. Actually, let's go ahead and color everything in white. Finish drawing in this new peace treaty, and we can look at the final map of Europe. Once again, the rest of the world also changed, but the main changes of power were in Europe. In this world, instead of the USA, France, and the UK leading, and then the East growing in power, blah, 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 one of those sides is now going to be Germany and their allies, which in this case include Japan, which means the Allies won't be able to stop Japan. The USA won't be able to stop Japan in ww2. Wow, a lot of things would change if this happened. There wouldn't be a ww2 since Germany won't need there to be. They're already the rulers of a majority of the world. And yeah. But yeah, Japan would be able to easily push into China, meaning that the East would never form up. Nobody would be able to rival this. China and Russia both aren't in the picture. The USA would try, but with Mexico finally agreeing after Germany sends a lot of economic aid, honestly, the USA would eventually fall here. The USA would eventually fall here, and with that, no other world power would be able to stand a chance against this new German Reich, as most of Africa is under their control, and if not under their control, either under one of their puppet or allies' control. As for Asia, a majority of it, oh my god. Yeah, because British Raj and China's under Japan, British Raj would be under Germany. It would literally be that more of the world would be German than not. And if you're counting their allies, then it would probably be around 90% of the world. Holy crap. Yeah, because world events, there would be no USA, UK, and France to stop anyone from expanding, and no Soviet Union. Well, there would be one, but it would be much weaker than it would be in real life. That would actually lead to a very interesting scenario. As I said, the Ottomans take all of these islands, along with Cyprus and some land in the Middle East. But yeah, just think about it. No USA to go around as the world police force, and no Soviet Union to be their enemy, along with no China to help them out. Well, that's besides the point, because here we have just finished drawing in the new European borders if Germany won World War I. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.